Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend, and welcome back to Far Cry 6, where you are not allowed to scan military vehicles. But it's a horse, Jingles. To be completely fair, it is a military horse. But it's a horse, Jingles. Oh, Ubisoft. I don't think vehicles work the way you seem to think they do. I tell you, I love this game. Not for any of the reasons that Ubisoft are hoping you're going to love Far Cry 6. I love it because it's so shit. This game is so bad. There are so many things wrong with it on every level that it constantly keeps you guessing in a hilariously funny way that is genuinely entertaining, but it constantly keeps you guessing in a way that if it wasn't riddled with bugs and just dumb shit, it never would, because it would just be so bland and unoriginal. I mean, there are any number of perfectly competent first-person shooters out there that aren't riddled with bugs, that aren't hilariously stupid, and yet are just so boring to play, because they're just like every other first-person shooter out there. And there are plenty of first-person shooters out there that are riddled with bugs, and they are as dumb as shit, but they're riddled with bugs and they're dumb as shit in a way that's just annoying and frustrating. But not so Far Cry 6. By some kind of miracle, they've managed to create a game that is riddled with bugs, incompetent, dumb as shit, but in a way that is genuinely entertainingly funny.
Hey, El Tigre. I'm at the Crab Rock. Very artistic.
Lorenzo's the artist, and we guerillas are like the crabs.
Hard shells? Sharp claws?
They fight from the jungle to give birth in the ocean. We fought from the ocean and gave birth to la revolution.
See? I got it.
Take the footpath up the mountain, very easy. A guerrilla must be sure-footed, like a goat.
Goat? I thought we were like a crab. Hello? Venga.
Yeah, so anyway, I should probably explain where we are and what we're doing. Since I no longer need to call Clara to check in and let her know that I've arrived at the Montero camp, we've moved on to another province, which is the home of the heroes of the 67 Revolution. The thing is, they're the heroes of the 1967 Revolution, which means they're at least in their 80s. So outside of their propaganda value, I'm not really entirely sure what use they're going to be to anybody. Also, and this just occurred to me, actually a couple of things just occurred to me, this is the 1967 revolution, the revolution that deposed Anton Castillo's father. Well, it didn't exactly stick, did it? Because Anton Castillo's back in charge. Also, apparently, the 67 revolution was when Castillo was 13 years old, which means he must be 67 now. He's looking pretty fucking good for a man who's nearly 70 years old.
Looks like the waterfall from El Tigre's photo. Need to get up there. El Tigre. I'm at the waterfall picture.
It was taken after a bloody battle. 3 days of hiding paid off when a platoon of paratroopers landed right in our kill zone. Planning and patience are guerrillas' best friends.
So's a handful of grenades.
The waterfall ran red that day. You know, with all the blood. From the soldados we killed. Because it was a lot.
Oh, that was such a good joke, you should say it again.
The waterfall ran red that day. You know, with all the blood. From the soldados we killed. Because it was a lot.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, and it was just as funny the second time. Anyway, regarding Anton Castillo's age, I guess, well, you know, I was at London Film and Comic Con the other week and I did meet Ming Na Wen, and she does look like she's 23 and she is 57, so anything's possible. So, who's this El Tigre guy on the phone with all the dad jokes? He's one of the heroes of the 67 Revolution.
This will be easy, he says. Be like a goat, he says.
I'm not entirely sure why they're all hiding on top of this mountain. It's not like they're still revolutionaries.
Looks so peaceful from up here.
They're not fighting anybody, they're basically just a bunch of old hippies living on top of a mountain.
Goats. Fucking show-offs.
I mean, that's the whole reason I'm here. Trying to recruit them to Libertad, because they're not currently in the process of fighting anybody. And Clara thinks that having the heroes of 67 coming out on our side in public against Castillo would be good propaganda value, and she's probably right. I will say this much. For all of the unintentional comedy and hilarity with all the stuff that they just get so incredibly wrong in Far Cry 6, Clara, the leader of Libertad, she is a good, well-written, intelligent character. Because way back in the beginning, shortly after she'd recruited Danny, right as we were leaving the first island and making it to the mainland of Yara, she acknowledged the fact that even if they win the revolution and they depose Castillo, the worst is yet to come, because the infighting over who gets to replace him will be so much worse than the revolution. But anyway, I digress. Back to what I'm actually doing here. Trying to meet up and recruit the legends of the 1967 revolution, hiding out on a mountain in the middle of nowhere.
Baby Tigre, after the war, that path became a famous hiking trail for sweaty turistas. They'd visit our camp, leave their shit everywhere, take photographs of us like we were animals in a zoo. So, we might have accidentally lit a few dynamite sticks and might have accidentally blocked the trail.
Then I might have to accidentally unblock it.
Exactly! I love it!
Why are they all hiding out on the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere? Don't know. It's not like they're a threat to anybody. Castillo certainly doesn't take them seriously. In fact, the greatest threat to their existence appears to be tourists looking to take snapshots of them. Anyway, let's get the old M79 out, the blooper. And if you're thinking, Jingles, aren't you awfully close for a grenade? Yes, I am, but that's alright, because grenades don't actually work the way Ubisoft seems to think they do. And plus, if I'd been standing anywhere else, I'd have been crushed by all the falling rocks. So, why is it necessary to go through this rigmarole in order to meet up with a bunch of old octogenarian has-beens that nobody really seems to care about? Couldn't we have just met in a coffee shop somewhere? Because that would have been significantly easier. Plus, I could really use a coffee right now. But then the game wouldn't have been able to happen. It's a Far Cry game. You have to have a sort of climby, jumpy, swingy section. And so we're going to have a climby, jumpy, swingy section. However, I just want to point out, a couple of seconds ago there was an edit where we faded from one scene into another. And that edit hid around about 15 minutes worth of video of me falling off these bits and having to reload and start again. And this spot in particular was the most troublesome. Yep, I just fell off it again. Now I want you to bear that in mind, because it turns out that you don't actually need to do all of the runny, jumpy, swingy bits. I mean, the game wants you to do all of the runny, jumpy, swingy bits. You clearly intended to do it in order to get to the top of the mountain, but you don't actually need to, because when I failed this particular runny, jumpy, swingy bit, I found out that I could have just walked up here the whole fucking time. The track behind me leads you all the way back down to the bottom of the mountain.
Would make an army blind. Okay, I'm at the next picture. Let me guess. Guerillas are like sharks? Deadly predators with knives as sharp as teeth?
Actually, that rock just looked like a shark.
Who's the one dangling underneath it?
That's Lucky Mama. We never knew when the Soldado would find our camp, so we had to secure fast ways up and even faster ways down. Lucky always volunteered to be the first to test the lines.
Brave.
I hear you're brave too. Clara told me about you. You know, I also grew up without a mama or papa.
And you still became a legend.
Many guerillas are orphans, baby Tigre. But it's not our parents who define us. It's our actions.
It's like therapy.
Wait. Hold on. Back up. Clara told you about me. If you're in contact with Clara, what the fuck am I doing here? Oh wait. The game has to happen. Here's the kicker though. I mean, I know you have to have runny jumpy swingy bits in Far Cry games. That's what makes them Far Cry games. But once I've gotten to the top of the mountain and I've spoken to the legends, the way down is a nice gentle path that leads down the back of the mountain. I could have come up that way. But no.
El Tigre, I'm at the statue.
Lobo, a revolutionary, a warrior, and a dear friend. Killed in combat when we stormed Esperanza in 67. Yesterday was the anniversary of his death.
That explains the hangover.
Every year I drink 2 bottles of rum. One for me, and one for Lobo. You never lived to see a free Yara. To be honest, neither did I.
This is the last peak.
Felicidades! You're at the top of the world! Now get down here! You're missing all the fun, baby Tigre!
I mean, I suppose you could always rationalise it all by insisting that they just wanted to put me to the test. They wanted to make me prove myself by making me come up the mountain the hard way before they agreed to meet with me. Or maybe they just like fucking with people. But yeah, fine. Although that does beg the next question. Which 12-year-old wrote this plot? Well anyway, welcome to Patriots Peak. I sincerely hope this is all going to be worth the effort. What's going on over here? New fast travel location about. Well, that's good news. Plenty of stuff to do here. This is obviously going to be my new base of operations. Oh, wait. No. Oh my god, they're all fucking hippies. Clara, are you sure we need these people? Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
El Tigre!
Okay, fair enough. I do like this guy.
What the hell?
You're trapped. Death is staring you in the face. What do you do? I've been kicked in the cojones 1,000 times. I haven't felt them since 72.
Never do that again.
What? Mi caso su casa, baby Tigre. Come on, meet the family. Lucky, my nose is broke again.
I'm not your fucking mother.
There are people out there who are actually hurt.
I am suffering.
Easy, mama.
Herpes doesn't count.
Meet Lorenzo Canseco, poet of the legends.
Well, I sense the hot blood of a fighter.
What gave it away? All the guns and explosives.
And of course, you know Lucky Mama, heart of the legends.
It's not broken.
Really? I felt it go crazy.
Another patient? Looks like La Moral to me.
I'm Danny Rojas from Libertad.
The new fist of the revolution.
No, Clara sent me. Libertad needs the legends on our side, heroes to believe in.
To fight another Castillo? He's exactly what Yara deserves. Buena suerte.
Sorry, one revolution was enough.
Looks like Clara was wrong.
Have faith, Danny. They just need to get to know you. Come see me when you get settled. My baby Tigre.
Yeah, maybe I didn't make this clear. Nobody's actually expecting your 80-year-old asses to actually fight anything. We're not actually expecting their 80-year-old asses to fight anything, are we? Oh, God, no. I think we are.
Clara, I've met the legends. El Tigre is the only one on board with Libertad.
Do whatever you have to and get them to join this fight. The people need heroes to believe in.
I just hope they still want to be heroes.
The only thing that could possibly be worse than trying to recruit these old derelicts to be anything other than propaganda tools and actually expecting them to fight Castillo would be that exact thing happening and being expected to treat it seriously. Now, I haven't actually gotten to the conclusion of this part yet, but I'm willing to bet, based on what we've seen so far in Far Cry 6, fuck you hippies, is that is exactly what's going to happen. Actually, you know, that would be pretty funny. Fingers crossed. Well, I suppose I'd better get on with it. Fuck you hippies. Where's El Tigre?
Okay. If we want these cranky old guerillas to help Libertad, we need Lucky and Lorenzo on board.
Yeah.
Remember the three guerrillas?
Capture some medical supplies in order to convince Lucky Mama to join up with the
Always
Libertad.
be on guard.
Got it.
Always kill your enemy before they kill you.
Oh yeah, before we leave, there's something I need to show you. Heading out the back of the camp, still at the top of the mountain, down this short trail, you remember all of that shit I had to go through in order to get up here? Yeah, there's a grapple here. Well, but sure, Jingles, I mean, all kinds of games have places that are hard to get into, but have one-way, easy exits that cannot be used to get back in again. And yeah, sure, I mean, if that had been the case, that would have been smart game design. Walk up the nice gentle slope to the back of the base, but be unable to actually grapple your way in from here. But this is Far Cry 6, so of course you can. I mean, it wouldn't exactly have been hard to make it that way, but, well, yeah. Well, anyway, on with the plan, which, let me remind you, is to convince an 80-year-old woman to pick up a shotgun and start fighting tanks, and we're going to accomplish this by giving her some stolen medical supplies ripped off from a downed helicopter. I'm sure this plan is going to work. And it's at this point where we have the great misfortune of meeting the character in Far Cry 6 who gets on my tits more than any other. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just too old to understand the younger generation. But this character, you know what? Judge for yourself.
This looks like they drop. This is too easy.
Que volá!
Who are you?
We're La Moral, and the Leste is our land. Our land, our medicine.
You practice that little speech?
Yeah.
This is property of Libertad.
Ah, Libertad. Knew you would come begging for our help. We should be fighting Castillo together. I'm Honron, second in command. 3, 4.
Nice throw. Name's Danny Rojas.
Uh-huh.
Company! Over there! By the chopper!
Batter up.
Okay, to be completely fair, I didn't instantly detest her, but give her time. Trust me, she'll grow on you.
I see them! Grenade!
Anyway, I'll cut a long story short here. Obviously, we're under attack. The military are trying to regain possession of this outpost. I suppose the idea is that our friendship is going to be forged in the fires of combat or some shit like that. I don't know. Whatever, it's your fairly standard elementary school level of storytelling, and then once everything's calmed down and the bullets have stopped flying, it's time for you and the Gen Z arsehole to argue over who gets to keep the medical supplies.
You've got talent, Libertad, but Yelena needs these supplies. You got wounded.
Yelena's your boss?
Yeah, she's gonna kick my ass if I don't come back with something.
Well, Clara's gonna try to kick mine if I don't bring these to the legends.
Libertad wants the legends of 67? Half of Yara thinks they're dead.
Oh, they're very alive.
And half of La Moral thinks they're full of shit. But I majored in history. They paid in blood to put Anton's papa in his grave.
I'll tell you what. You give me these supplies, I'll introduce you.
Ah, coño. Yelena's gonna kill me. But at least I got to meet the legends first. Now, Danny, you get us a chopper. Then we can talk supplies. Welcome to La Moral.
Libertad.
Whatever.
Wait. Hang on, hold up. So the price for letting us take the medical supplies is taking her to meet the legends. So, let me just make sure I've got this straight. Gen Z over there is the second in command of whichever revolutionary group is fighting to take control of this province. But somehow she doesn't know that the legends have been sitting on top of Patriots Peak since 1967? How can that be possible? A minute ago, El Tigre was complaining about all the tourists who kept turning up at the top of Patriots Peak. Tourists! Tourists know this province better than the second in command of the guerrilla group that have been operating in this province for God knows how many years. Ubisoft. I don't think guerrilla groups work the way you seem to think they do. I mean, where are these guerrillas hanging out? Where exactly are they based? Coffee shops? Fucking internet cafes? Beat poet bars? Because wherever it is, it clearly isn't the fucking hills, forests and mountains. It's Far Cry 6. You know, they really did put a lot of effort into Far... No, don't laugh. It's true. They did put an awful lot of effort and work into Far Cry 6. I'm just not convinced that that effort was applied where it is going to do the most good. Because they went out of their way, and this is not a bad thing, by the way, before anybody gets upset, but they went out of their way to ensure that every racial and gender and LGBTQ box was checked. And that's not a bad thing. All kinds of people play these games. All kinds of people should be represented in these games. The fact that they have put a lot of effort, and they have put a lot of effort into equal representation, is a good thing and something that they should be applauded for. But I can't help but feel that if they'd taken the time to expend a fraction of the amount of effort into ensuring that the game wasn't fucking stupid as well, that we would have had a much, much better... Well, actually, would we? I'm actually not convinced we would have. Well, it depends how you define a better game, really, doesn't it? I mean, sure, if they'd expended the same level of effort, ensuring that there weren't any bugs in the game, or that the weapons all worked the way they were supposed to, you know, something that most people would consider to be quite important in a first-person shooter, or that the characters weren't all fucking idiots, or that the story made any kind of sense, then yeah, I'm sure that by most people's standards, Far Cry 6 would probably have been a better game. But it is riddled with bugs. The characters are all fucking morons. The plot doesn't make the slightest bit of sense. And that, for me, is the magic of Far Cry 6. Because if they had fixed all of that stuff and made it work, well, at all, it would have been probably about as bland and uninteresting as Far Cry New Dawn. And nobody wants another Far Cry New Dawn. Not even the inclusion of characters like Herc and Sharky could save that fucking train wreck of a game. Anyway, I've got your helicopter. Might have broken it a bit though.
Alright, let's move!
Danny, you got the supply.
Pa la pinga! El Tigre! Feast of the Revolución. You gotta sign my pants.
¿Cómo se llama, señorita?
Honron. I'm with La Moral.
La Moral. Terroristas.
Honron, this is Lorenzo.
I know who he is. I think the word he's looking for is guerrilla.
You're not guerrillas. You're a street gang.
At least we're not hiding on the mountain while the world goes to shit.
Have you seen what's going on down there? Go, check out a Bio Vida facility. I dare you.
The legends don't take orders from anarchists. Entiende?
Enough, Lorenzo.
No, you know what? Fuck you. La Moral is keeping these supplies. This is our revolution, not yours.
A farmer got caught in the crossfire today. Took a bullet in the stomach. Without this, he won't make it to tomorrow.
Lucky mama.
A lot of the bullets I pull are from La Moral. There is a difference between playing with guns and fighting la revolución. El Tigre.
Sí.
They're big on lectures.
If these abuelos want to live in their museum, whatever. I quién le importa? Or maybe I borrow some souvenirs. Talk to me when you got a minute.
And thus, the stage for conflict is set. It's the old tale of young generation versus old generation. The old generation sit on their asses on their mountain, telling everybody how they should be running things without actually doing anything themselves. The kids, long on enthusiasm, short on brains and experience, and somehow I'm going to have to find a way of making it all work. The only thing I know for sure is that because this is Far Cry 6, things are going to get entertainingly stupid before they get any better. All of that coming up in future episodes. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you're all having a great weekend. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.